Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting video from our channel. Brazil is the biggest nation in South America, occupying about half of the continent. It is almost entirely in the Southern Hemisphere, and most of it is tropical, with large areas of rainforest teeming with exotic flora and creatures. Travelers will find that Brazil is one of the most intriguing countries to visit on their travels. In today's video, we are going to talk all about how to meet and greet someone in Brazil. But before we get into it, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss a video from us. Brazil's Atlantic coast has 7,400 kilometers of beautiful sand beaches, while its interior is rich in natural resources. The cathedrals of Portugal, the colonial force that controlled Brazil until 1822, are still adorned with gold from Brazil's mines. This considerable Portuguese influence may be seen in Brazil's colonial architecture, ornamental arts such as glazed tiles in churches and convents, and language. Brazil is a tropical paradise, as well as an interesting cultural destination for travelers, with activities to suit all interests, from peaceful beach vacations and rainforest expeditions to world-class art museums and the throbbing rhythms of Rio's Carnival. Use this handy list of the top tourist attractions in Brazil to find the finest locations to visit and activities to do. Number 18. Escadaria Celarone. Jorge Celarone, a Chilean-born artist, covered the long stairs that formed the roadway in front of his home with a mosaic of bright ceramics and glass pieces for 13 years until his death in 2013. Broken tiles and pottery, mirrors, and colorful glass were used to create extravagant compositions based on the colors of the Brazilian flag. Celarone referred to this as "my contribution to the Brazilian people," and as the project progressed, individuals started giving him shards to integrate. These were first donated by his Santa Teresa neighbors, but when word spread about the stairs, donations poured from all across the globe. More than 60 nationalities are now represented in the 250 vibrant steps. Rio de Janeiro, Rua Manuel Carneiro, off Rua Joaquim Silva. Number 17. Belo Horizonte. The state capital of Minas Gerais offered the famed Brazilian architect Oscar Niemeyer his first contracts, and these early Niemeyer buildings still bring visitors and modernist architectural lovers to the city today. Number 16. Art Museums of Sao Paulo. His first big commission, the parabolic curved São Francisco de Assis Church in the Pamplona area, established him part of traditional architects. Niemeyer's older casino structure, now an art museum, is located on the slope above it and is linked by gardens built by landscape architect Roberto Burle Marx. The sinuous apartment structure, Edificio Niemeyer, overlooks the enormous Praça da Liberdade in the city center and is one of his most recognized early works. The clear geometric lines of his subsequent Palácio de Artes indicate the boundary of the municipal park, which houses the Minas Gerais Craft Center, which exhibits works by current artisans. Sao Paulo has some of the greatest fine arts collections in Latin America, and the structures that host them are architectural treasures as well. The Museo de Arte, MASP, has the continent's most extensive collection of Western art, featuring works by painters ranging from the Renaissance to current masterpieces. Number 15. Porto de Gallinas and Purnam Bucco beaches. Porto de Gallinas is frequently cited as Brazil's best beach due to its crystal waters, tall palm trees, and broad stretches of silver sand. That's a lot for a nation with more than 7,000 kilometers of Atlantic coast, most of its sandy beaches. Number 14. Botanical Garden of Kurodiba. Kurodiba Botanical Garden, designed in the manner of the 17th and 18th century French royal gardens, inaugurated in 1991. Low sculpted hedges border formal beds in a geometric style inspired by the city's flag. Fountains, waterfalls, and ponds enliven the environment, while native tree forests with walking routes can be found in the park around the gardens. Number 13. Museu Oscar Niemeyer, Kuradiva. Oscar Niemeyer left his birthplace Brazil with a collection of his most memorable structures, paving the way for the unorthodox architectural forms established by contemporary futurist architects such as Frank Gehry and Santiago Calatrava. One of them, the new museum, was finished in 2002 when Niemeyer was 95 years old, and renamed in his honor in 2003. Number 12. Iberapuera Park, Sao Paulo. Iberapuera Park, the most visited park in South America, is a sprawling green expanse built by Brazilian landscape artist Roberto Burle Marx, with structures by Oscar Niemeyer. The park is both a showpiece for contemporary architecture and a cultural hub for Brazilians. Number 11. Museo de Amana, Museum of Tomorrow. The futuristic design of Rio de Janeiro's Museum of Tomorrow hints to its contents. Thought-provoking exhibits encourage visitors to imagine what the world might be like in the future, examining scenarios of how our planet might change over the next half-century. Number 10. Oropredo. The wealth of Brazil's state of Minas Gerais in its glory days of the colonial period is easy to imagine from the interiors of the churches in its old capital, Oropredo. Entire walls are washed in gold that flowed, along with diamonds, from the mines surrounding the city in the 17th and 18th centuries. Number 9. Salvador's Pelourinho. The Cidade Alta, or Upper Town, of Brazil's old colonial capital has been designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its extraordinary collection of 17th and 18th century colonial structures, the best in South America. Number 8. Brasília's modernist architecture. In 1960, Brazil's new capital, Brasília, was cut out of the jungle and constructed in less than 3 years to replace Rio de Janeiro as the country's capital. The ambitious design by Liso Costa and Oscar Niemeyer became a showcase of city planning and avant-garde architecture, and it is still one of the world's few cities that represents both a finished plan and a singular architectural idea. Number 7. Amazon rainforests. The black Rio Negro waters meet the light muddy waters of the Rio Solimões, around 20 kilometers southeast of Manaus, running side by side for about 6 kilometers before merging as the Amazon. Boat tours from Manaus take you to this spot, which is known as Encontro das Águas, or the Meeting of Waters. Number 6. Epinema. Behind Copacabana's beaches, the gorgeous white sands blended to equally famed beaches of Epinema. The same wave pattern that separates the beach from the line of hotels, restaurants, cafes, art galleries, and theaters that makes this a popular social zone year-round continues here. Number 5. Carnival, Rio de Janeiro. Few spectacles in the world can compete with Rio's pre-Lenten Carnival, spectacular in terms of color, music, movement, and excitement. Make no mistake, this is not just another noisy street celebration, but a meticulously produced spectacle in which viewers can witness the parades of competing samba dancers from a purpose-built stadium created by none other than Oscar Niemeyer, Brazil's most famous architect. This lengthy set of grandstand boxes, known as the Sambadromo, gives ringside seats to a 700-meter parade path where dancers and musicians from rival samba schools show their stuff in a stunning explosion of vivid costumes. Number 4. Copacabana, Rio de Janeiro. The most attractive and renowned portion of downtown Rio follows Avenida Nossa Senhora de Copacabana and is bounded on one side by 4 kilometers of white beach and crashing waves. A large promenade laid with black and white mosaic in an undulating pattern evocative of streets in Lisbon, Portugal, separates the beach from the buildings and traffic. The beach is more than just for show. When the weather is nice, it's also a popular playground, with sunbathers, swimmers, and youngsters constructing sandcastles. Stroll the streets to discover restaurants, sophisticated stores, cafes, and gorgeous ancient structures from Rio's heyday as Brazil's capital. Number 3. Igaku Falls. The Igaku River descends magnificently in a semicircle of 247 waterfalls that crash down into the canyon below at the point where Brazil, Paraguay, and Argentina meet. The river is narrowed to 1/4 of its normal width just before the falls, increasing the power of the water. Some of the falls are more than 100 meters high, and they span such a large area that you'll never see them all at once, although the Brazilian side offers the best view. Catwalks and a tower provide diverse vistas, and one bridge extends all the way to the Garganta do Diablo, or Devil's Throat. Number 2. Sugar Loaf, Rio de Janeiro. Sugar Loaf, Rio de Janeiro's well-recognizable icon, juts out of a tree-covered peninsula, soaring 394 meters above the beaches and city. Tourists go to its top for vistas of Rio and the bay, as well as the excitement of riding suspended in a cable car between Sugar Loaf and the Morro da Urca, a lower mountain from which a second cableway links to the city. Rio's initial settlement was below these peaks, along the long Praia da Urca beach, and one of these 3 early forts there, the star-shaped Fort Soju, may be visited. Number 1. Cristo Redentor and Corcovado, Rio de Janeiro. Cristo Redentor, or Christ the Redeemer, the giant Art Deco statue of Christ, gazes out over Rio de Janeiro and the sea from the peak of the Corcovado, which arms spread 28 meters, as if to embrace all of mankind. The 8-meter base encloses a popular wedding chapel. Although this is one of Brazil's most well-known symbols, it is sometimes misidentified as the Christ of the Andes, since it is confused with the older monument that marks the border between Argentina and Chile. The railway's midpoint stop leads to paths through Tijuca National Park, a vast forest that preserves springs, waterfalls, and a diverse range of tropical birds, butterflies, and flora. Within the park, many additional perspectives become available. And with that, we have come to the end of our video. If you enjoyed this video, do like, share, subscribe to our channel for more such exciting content. See you in the next video.